When Amanda Taylor's friends read her graphic Instagram post in April 2015, they were shocked to their core. They knew Amanda had been going through a tough time since the death of her estranged husband Rex, but her chilling words were terrifying. She said, "Everything I did was for the right reasons. I stabbed my father-in-law to death because he destroyed my husband. I wasn't the perfect wife, but this was the one last good thing I could do." As Amanda was a mother to 2 young children, it seemed unbelievable that she would confess, let alone document, a brutal murder on her social media. However, she was certainly comfortable in doing so. She posted another statement on Facebook saying, "I am proud of what I did for Rex." Before we start, if you find this video fascinating, then please drop it a like and leave me a comment below, letting me know what you thought about the case. It helps the channel, and don't forget to hit subscribe for more. Thank you. The quiet community of Ella in Virginia was shocked in 2015 when a brutal murder was discovered. A 59-year-old man called Charles Taylor was found viciously stabbed 31 times in his house. The crime scene was the stuff of nightmares. Blood was splattered across the walls and carpet, and it soaked the couch on where he was found. It instantly looked like a crime of passion because of the sheer brutality of the crime scene. It also appeared that Charles had suffered blunt force trauma to the back of his head. This was no ordinary attack. The assailant wanted Charles to suffer. There were no signs of forced entry visible, and Charles's vulnerable father lay upstairs. Police thought this was an inside job, and it wouldn't take long for them to work out who the assailant was. As the killer was posting to social media a series of photos from the crime scene, which would lead police on a hunt for the killer. Charles was regarded as a kind, generous man. His son, Rex, lived with him before his untimely death, and they had a good relationship, apart from the strained relations with Rex's wife, Amanda Taylor. Rex met Amanda at school. Amanda dropped out when she became pregnant, and the couple married, then had a son, followed by a daughter. Initially, Amanda Taylor seemed like every other 20-something, with piercings, tattoos, Instagram selfies, but her relationship with Rex was anything but ordinary. In their marriage, Rex and Amanda both had a fascination with violence. For Amanda, writing to serial killers behind bars became an obsession. She fantasized about becoming a serial killer herself. But before Amanda could achieve this deadly dream, tragedy struck. Despite their devotion to each other, Rex was battling with addictions and depression. Amanda blamed Rex's father, Charles, for introducing his son to prescription substances when he was just 15. As Rex's dependency got worse, Amanda told him she didn't want substances around the children. Rex moved back in with his dad, and by August, he was dead. He had hanged himself in a shed on his son's 7th birthday. Amanda's upbringing had been tough. Both her parents spent time in prison, but this death pushed her over the edge. She decided that Charles was responsible for what happened. A man named Sean Bell thought he shared Amanda's vision of hell, and so she believed she had found another soulmate. Despite the fact that there was no romance between the two, you could tell Sean liked her, and Amanda knew it. Sean just wanted to impress Amanda as much as possible. He thought that by claiming he was a killer, it would impress Amanda in her sick world. Despite claiming to be an ex-Special Forces Navyman, Sean Bell lived a separate life, and none of the things he claimed were true. He claimed to be former Special Forces, and to have been involved in combat where he killed people. He was actually a very shy man, but he presented himself to Amanda as this person who had similar interests in murdering people. A sinister plan, created by Sean and Amanda, was devised with military precision. They were going to go on a killing spree. A homicide detective said those two were in possession of firearms. They had been stolen from a relative's house, and they had already purchased ammunition magazines for the same weapons. It appeared they were both in agreement with what was going to occur, and that was going to start with the murder of Charles Taylor. Amanda and her husband Rex were born on the same day, March 27th, and on their joint birthday in 2015, Amanda went to Rex's graveside and tried to take her life. She survived and checked herself into hospital to get help, but despite her saying she needed to stay and objection from her mother, Amanda was released on April 1st. 3 days later, Amanda went to the home of Rex's father, Charles, with her friend Sean Ball. Charles was due to give her money for the kids for Easter, but instead, at exactly 3:27 p.m, to symbolise the birthday she'd shared with Rex, 3:27, the murder of Charlie Taylor begins. Amanda starts the stabbing, while Sean is pummeling Charlie's head with a tire iron. Amanda then plunges the knife deep into his chest. 31 stabs were delivered by Amanda. Each time she was looking into his eyes. It was important to her that he knew she had killed him, and she wanted to feel his last breath. She wanted the death to be personal. There are pictures of the crime scene that show the sheer brutality of the murder, with blood everywhere. On the pictures, the walls, the couch, but I am not able to show you them here, for obvious reasons. From the brutality of the crime scene, officers had great concerns they would continue to kill. Amanda didn't stop there. She posted a selfie on social media of herself next to the body, adding further humiliation to Charles. In front of Charles's lifeless body, the knife is still dripping with blood. She called herself the brunette bomber. Amanda asked a crime writer to post her selfie on her blog. For their own safety, we are keeping the identity of the writer a secret. They said, "When I saw that selfie and the smirk on her face, I just felt sick to my stomach. She looked so proud of what she had done. I just couldn't believe it." After refusing to post the picture, the writer immediately called the police. In the course of their getaway, Amanda and Sean drive to the Blue Ridge Parkway from Virginia to North Carolina, taking the scenic route. Whilst on the run, Amanda makes another social media post. "I did this for Rex. I love my children, but Charlie killed my husband." Afterwards, Amanda posted another status under the name Brunette Bomber, alongside a screenshot of a news report alerting people that she and Sean were on the run. She wrote, "I stabbed my father-in-law to death because he destroyed my husband." Shockingly, during this time, she gave a local reporter an interview over the phone, in which she compared the thrill of stabbing to riding a roller coaster for the first time. She said, "It felt like my first roller coaster ride because of all the nerves and the feeling of like freedom. That's how I felt. It was very different than what I had in mind. It's not what you see in the movies." Amanda Taylor, the selfie killer, had tasted blood and she wanted more. Amanda and Sean Ball are on the run, pursuing their next victim. After committing the first murder, they obtained money, fuel, and left the area for Tennessee. Sean tried to talk Amanda into about maybe just going on the run, hiding out, laying low, but Amanda was determined to fulfill her desire of a killing spree. So the following day, they left to fulfill that desire. Amanda spots two young college girls at a rest stop on the Blue Ridge Parkway, who she thinks may become her next victims. She tells Sean that she was going to bring these two girls over and that he was going to shoot them. They needed their money and he was going to kill them. So she got out to bring them over to the car. but as she brought them over, Sean refused to shoot them. Amanda was furious. She got back into the car and drove off. Unable to calm down, she stops the car and turns on her accomplice. Sean is now in her sights. Amanda took the revolver from the glove box, got out of the car and approached the passenger side, where Sean had his eyes closed. She was wild with rage, and she spotted a random jogger just ahead of her. She aimed the weapon at the jogger and pulled the trigger. She missed, but this startled Sean Ball awake. She then turned the weapon and pointed it at him. She said, "I want you to know before you die that I used you for your guns and your car. I hope you die." She then pulled the trigger, shooting Sean Ball in the face. She left Sean for dead and chillingly took a picture of his face, presumably for her social media. She is now on the run alone. Amanda put a post out on social media saying that Sean had died. It was clear she was intending to end her life. She posted this photo holding a silver revolver with the words, "Alright, it's about time. I'm going to find my husband in hell and finally be at peace. I love you, Mum, and my beautiful crazies, and I know you'll give them the life I could never give. I can't apologise since I'm finally going to be free." Dying on the side of the road, Sean was found by paramedics. Police were able to throw spikes on the road in front of Amanda's moving car as Sean was rushed to hospital. She had intended to go on a killing spree, but fortunately had been spotted by authorities. She was quickly apprehended. As Sean recovered in hospital, he was charged with second-degree murder. Amanda told investigators that she'd used a knife because she wanted Charles to see who had killed him. She was charged with first-degree murder. Amanda appears carefree in the interrogation room, drinking a can of pop and messing with her hair. She looked like she was at home. Captain Robert New and another detective come in to speak to Amanda, who waives her right to remain silent, admitting everything. Upon speaking to investigators, Amanda discovers that Sean Ball isn't dead. The bullet passed right through his jaw, making him pass out in pain, but otherwise leaving no lasting effect on him. She then revealed her chilling wish for the death chamber. She said, "Do you get to choose? I would rather just take the death penalty. I've killed people. I deserve to die too. It's better if I just go. It would be best for my children if I just get the death penalty and go." Then, in a stunning turn of events, Amanda pleads not guilty and stands trial. It is believed she did this to garner attention and to have her day in court. At the trial in November 2015, the jury heard how Amanda had stabbed Charles 31 times with a bayonet-style knife and that she had aimed for his face and chest. The jury sentenced Amanda to life in prison after convicting her of first-degree murder. The judge called her evil personified. As part of the plea deal, Sean Ball accepted a 60-year sentence, suspended after 41 years. He said, "The thing I cannot empathise enough is my remorse for it, like the guilt I have to live with every day because of this happening in my life." Amanda later spoke of her crimes in prison. "It's overkill, but I was just free. I was very angry that Rex would have done that, but then I got even more angry at his dad. I just wanted him to feel the pain I felt." Her argument is that she killed Charlie because she blames him for the death of her husband Rex, who she claims was given substances by Charlie. She said, "Then he brings up Rex again, and that's when I looked at him and started stabbing him. That's the most alive I've felt since Rex died. I was happy. I was very happy just to finally get all that built up hate and anger and all those feelings out on him. When I stabbed him, I didn't see anything, and he just looked up at me and was like, 'What you doing?' As I was stabbing him, he had reached up and got my hair. I continued to stab him, but he kept yelling and it made me nervous. So Sean took the crowbar or the tire iron or whatever and just hit him on the back of the head. I find Amanda's explanation sickening. She compares the feeling of murder to a happy memory. When asked about taking selfies with the body, she said, "I was just really excited and was like, hey, I'm going to take a picture so I can post it and show everyone. It was just something it made me really happy." Finally, she said, "I have absolutely no remorse for what I did to Charlie Taylor at all. I did exactly what I wanted to do." That's all we got time for in this episode. Until next time, stay sane.